Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Elizabeth Omori. Now let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu implores Governor-elect of Edo State to deliver benefits of democracy to the people.
For me, I'm coming as a servant to serve the Edo people. That is what is required of me, and that is what exactly I'm going to do.
Vice President Kashim Shettima meets United Nations Secretary General on issues of international cooperation. At 64, federal government promises to intensify efforts to cushion daunting challenges. And Senate approves 2024 supplementary budget for Federal Capital Territory. Now the news. President Bola Tinubu has implored the governor-elect of Edo State, Monday Okpeboho, to hit the ground running upon inauguration to deliver benefits of democracy to the people of the state. The president gave the advice as he received the governor-elect at the State House. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab brings us details.
APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje and the Chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak of Kwara State, led the governor-elect here. It is simply the winning team of the Edo election. In addition to the election victory and the certification by the electoral body, members of the team got presidential handshakes for delivering the heartbeat of the nation back to the progressives in the September 21 election. The governor-elect and the deputy started as opponents in the party primaries and now ending up as partners. President Bola Tinubu describes these as a symbol of good understanding as he advises the incoming governor to imbibe the progressive spirit as he sets out for his dispensation.
So, governor-elect, so you can face the task of development. We are here to work with you. Thank you for giving us the joy of this victory. It is. You work hard. You earn the victory. Democracy is difficult, particularly in the emerging economy like ours. If you hear complaints from America and other places, you know how difficult it is to navigate, a democracy. But it's the best form of government.
President Tinubu commended the key players in the electoral process, including INEC and security agencies, for delivering a peaceful election and the electorate for their good conduct.
There was no bloodshed. There was no riot. People voted and went back to their houses in peace, and the fear dissipated instantly. I congratulate all of you. I do. You brought joy to many of us and to the whole country, Nigeria. It is watching keenly our democratic path and growth.
Your Excellency, we thank you. Our next target is the Ondo election. We have a template, democratic template. And early next year, Your Excellency, we're heading to Anambra State.
Monday, Okpeholo looking his days ahead and promises people of Edo State good governance.
I think Edo people have spoken with their vote. For me, I'm coming as a servant to serve the Edo people. That is what is required of me, and that is what exactly I'm going to do. So very soon, you will see a lot of development coming up in Edo.
My joy is the fact that Edo people will now have a governor that they can hug, they can touch, they can feel, and a governor that will open the doors.
The governor-elect is due for inauguration on November 12, 2024. From the State House, Musbah and Wahab, Nta News.
Now to the 79th UN General Assembly, Vice President Kashim Shettima met with United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at the UN headquarters in New York, where they discussed issues relating to regional security, humanitarian relief, and Nigeria's role in international cooperation. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that the Vice President, who is representing President Tinubu at the ongoing 79th session of the UN General Assembly, was received at the UN building by the Deputy Secretary General, Amina Mohammed.
Vice President Kashim Shettima in the New York for the 79th UNGA, but it's an opportunity to also engage major global bodies for Nigeria's development. So, he is here meeting with the UN scribe, bringing to his attention Nigeria's plight in the flood and efforts by the federal and state governments. He particularly drew attention to the urgent need for assistance in addressing the recent damage suffered by residents of Borno State in northeast Nigeria. He also assured the UN scribe of Nigeria's commitment to regional stability, climate resilience, and international cooperation. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres empathized with Nigeria over the flood, pledging more support from the global body. In the meantime, Vice President Kashim Shettima engaged with the Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland, describing Commonwealth as a family that must be guarded jealously. Shettima assured Commonwealth of Nigeria's continued support. He confirmed Nigeria's attendance at the 2024 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa. Patricia Scotland expressed gratitude for Nigeria's support, which she credited for facilitating her success at the Commonwealth. In New York, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has reassured Nigerians of the commitment of the federal government to deliver dividends of democracy to the citizens. The SGF was speaking at a press conference to mark 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria. Kenneth Nani reports.
Nigerians across the board are represented in this hall, the leaders and the led, seated eyeball to eyeball. Call it a family meeting, you will not be wrong. Issues affecting the country in its 64-year journey to nationhood are on the table. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, is point blank on President Tinubu's concerns for the citizens.
His Excellency, GCFR is very much aware of and deeply sympathizes with all Nigerians over the economic conditions we are passing through.
Pointing to a number of projects and programs under implementation to cushion the impact of fuel subsidy removal, as well as those rolled out to put money in the pockets of Nigerians at a short-term basis. The SGF also enumerated other projects designed to achieve national prosperity at a long-term basis.
The President has similarly reposition the National Social Investment Program to effectively address the challenges facing the poor, the vulnerable, underserved, and the elderly. Nigerian workers have also benefited from a newly improved national minimum wage.
It was interactive, as more voices are heard, raising questions, bugging minds. Other issues on some government policies needing clarifications are also on the front burner, and the ministers are handy to provide explanations.
Inflation is coming down.
The exchange rate is stabilizing. The budget deficit is falling.
While the independence anniversary activities continue to unfold, an appeal goes to Nigerians to continue to support the current administration to deliver good governance to the Nigerian people. Kenneth Nanim, Nta News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has acknowledged 25 years of unbroken democracy in Nigeria as a testament to the will of the people to sustain freedom and liberty for posterity. The government image maker calls on Nigerians to sustain the spirit of resilience as government intensifies efforts to cushion numerous and daunting challenges. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
As the host and chairman subcommittee on media and publicity of the 64th independence anniversary, Mohammed Idris set the tone with a reflection on activities of the government.
The president has remained focused in his efforts towards reviving our economy and returning the country to the path of prosperity and sustained growth. In a landmark move, President Tinubu has taken a decisive step toward implementing local government autonomy by seeking a verdict from the Supreme Court. The young people of Nigeria now have a clearer path to sustainable tertiary education through the student loan. Complementing this is the new Consumer Credit Corporation established to guarantee access to low-cost and flexible consumer credit.
He is confident that Nigeria at 64, the Tinubu administration's 8-point agenda being implemented, has proven to be the needed antidote to decades of development challenges.
A lot of work is ongoing towards ensuring macroeconomic stability, stabilizing the foreign exchange regime, reforming the tax system to make it more efficient and less burdensome on Nigerians, reposition our oil and gas sector to attract new investment, and prioritizing the diversification and expansion of government revenues. Following the removal of the petroleum subsidy, President Tinubu is gradually guiding Nigeria into an unprecedented energy transition phase. The ongoing rollout of the CNG and associated infrastructure is reducing transportation costs for Nigerians up to 60%, creating jobs and attracting tens of millions of dollars in local and foreign investment.
Worthy of note, he mentioned are transformative strategies on security and the relaunch of National Values Charter, designed to meet up with the contemporary needs of Nigeria and close the gap of the nation's lost prosperity. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
In other news, Senate has approved an additional 288 billion naira 2024 supplementary budget for the Federal Capital Territory. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that legislative process on the bill was fast-tracked to enable provision of funds to carry out projects that will improve human capital and infrastructure in the nation's capital.
The supplementary budget, which is for capital and recurrent, had 256 billion naira allocated for capital projects.
This bill was presented yesterday. I would like also again to commend the Minister of FCT for being able to go outside the revenue projections for this year and make more money. He made more money beyond the projections the ministry made and got extra funds that he had decided to bring forward for appropriations. There are various revenue leakages everywhere, and also there's so many revenue earning potentials around. What is needed is to try to discover these potentials and exploit them.
Also passed by the Senate is the Southwest Development Commission Establishment Bill to bridge development gap and improve socio-economic activities in the Southwest region.
The intent and purpose of the bill are well structured and strategically streamlined. The establishment of the commission will bring the federal government closer to the Southwest states as well as meet the yearning and aspirations of the people.
Bill to establish Nigerian police force training institutions, sponsored by Senator Abdul Hamid Malamadori, and bill to establish Nigeria Mines Rangers Service, sponsored by Senator Mohammed Onau, were among bills that passed second reading.
The current state of police training institutions across the country is inadequate to meet the growing demand of law enforcement agencies.
Police Training Institute. And it's because of the omission and no law backing up the establishment of all this. That's why there is no budgetary provision for them. That is the issue we are discussing here.
The Mines Rangers Service, which is also known as the Mines Rescue Service Team in other climes, is a specialized emergency response unit trained to respond to illegal mining activities, as well as mining accidents and other emergencies.
Part of the problems we are facing in most of the banditry-infested areas in this country are closely having something to do with issues of mining.
7 bills passed first reading, including bill that seeks the establishment of National Drought Management Agency. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, Nta News.
This is the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Let's take a break. More reports when we return.
Nigeria is at the threshold of another milestone in its history as the country is set for the celebration of its 64th independence anniversary on the 1st of October. This year's celebration with the theme, Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future, affords the country the chance to reflect on the journey of nationhood and assess the task of nation building.
There's hardship. But how did we get here?
As this year's celebration coincides with the country's 25 years of unbroken democracy, the task of engendering an inclusive governance that caters for every segment, especially the youth, is now.
We've sustained 25 years of democracy this year. We don't want to keep the people hungry and angry.
Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future.
You're still watching the news on Nta News 24. House of Representatives has constituted and had a committee of 15 lawmakers that will work with their counterparts in the Senate to investigate issues around petroleum accessibility and pricing in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikme reports that the House equally passed the 2024 FCT supplementary budget of 288 billion naira, now awaiting presidential assent.
Debating a motion of urgent public importance, lawmakers stressed the need to address petroleum industry challenges relating to lifting of petrol for accessibility to Nigerians.
In view of the high demand by millions of Nigerians for PMX and the ordeal they go through to get it, the NNPCL should allow independent marketers to lift the product from the Dangote refinery.
We should put our confidence on the Joint Committee, let them do a holistic job and report back to us. And one of the terms of the reference is to look into this same thing you are talking about.
Lawmakers highlighted the frustrations of enrollees in the National Health Insurance Scheme with a call to investigate allegations of poor healthcare services from health maintenance organizations.
The enrolled patients are made to purchase out-of-stock drugs and consumables outside. They often do so without a refund or any form of compensation from the HMOs, which raises questions about the integrity of the scheme.
Resolutions seeking reconstruction of dilapidated highways and bridges in parts of the country were passed by the Green Chamber.
Declare the collapse of Namne and Mayokam Bridge as a national disaster. Urge the Federal Ministry of Works to immediately commence reconstruction of the collapse of the bridges to ease hardship.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, FEMA, to immediately commence repairs on the Asaba Onitsha Express Road.
The House condemned in strong terms the gruesome murder of late Sakin Gobi Issa Bawa in the custody of bandits.
The said ransom of money and motorcycles were given on 21st August 2024, but unfortunately, they still kill him.
Have a thorough investigation with regards to the allegations that were raised.
The House mandated its committees on police affairs, national security, and traditional institutions to investigate the murder case for further legislative action. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, Nta News.
And despite the recent ravaging flood that affected Borno State, the University of Maiduguri's safe and academic activities continue unabated. Management of the university stated this when it received the House of Representatives Committee on University Education on an oversight visit. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali, however, reports that the situation is not the same at the Nigeria Arabic Language Village.
It is now 2 weeks after the devastation of the flood that submerged Maiduguri. Life is now picking up. On arrival, the committee pays a sympathy visit to Governor Zulum.
Indeed, a lot of lives were lost, properties worth billions of naira were lost, and we also pray that may Allah replenish in abundance what was lost by the people of Borno State.
I believe we shall also put heads together to see how we shall get funding, especially during the 2025 appropriation, so that the Arabic Language Village and then the University of Maiduguri will get support from the National Assembly.
At the University of Maiduguri, the committee thanked God for saving the institution from the ravaging flood. Committee members proceeded to review the budget performance of the university.
By going through the paper presented, at least your idea is supposed to have a projection. You get it now. So when you have a projection, this is what you are expecting.
Going forward, we will not allow this kind of things to happen. We'll work with the bursary, and of course we'll be liaising with the Right Honorable to guide us properly so that next time we do our presentations we'll have everything in order.
The situation at the Nigeria Arabic Language Village, Gamboringala, was different, with a lot of damage caused by the flood water.
It's a horrific scene. We'll see what we can do, but really it's beyond imagination.
The committee is expected to visit Modibo Adama Federal University of Technology, Yola, before submitting its 2024 report. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, Nta News.
Now, about 9 students of the Federal University of Lafia are reported to have been abducted from their residence in Gandu, a community close to the main campus of the university. The incident alleged to have taken place Wednesday night. Bilkisu Gurku brings us details.
Gandu community is home to the take-off campus of the university. Because of its proximity to the main campus and inadequate accommodation, many of the students attend lecture at the main campus from there. When Nta News visited the scene of the incident, the compound housing the students was deserted as few that summoned the courage to grant interviews gave the direction where their schoolmates were taken.
Like, we are just panicking and everybody was just feeling nervous. This is not the first time it's happening because, like, numerous times they'll just call, like, numerous emergency that kidnappers in this area.
They kidnap students, like student lodge, they enter and kidnap them. But actually some of them escape, right? They run out.
As at the time of filing in the report, authorities of the institution and the Nasarawa State Police Command could not be reached for comments. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, Nta News.
Let's talk business. Central Bank of Nigeria and various banks have sold $9.9 billion as Naira depreciates to 1,670 Naira per dollar. Meanwhile, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria advises the federal government to increase its stake in Dangote refinery. Vivian Ezedifi has more on business news.
In August 2024, foreign exchange turnover in the Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange market rose to $9.9 billion, with foreign inflows reaching $585 million. The Naira's value fell to 1,658 Naira per dollar in the official market, while black market rates hit 1,670 Naira. According to reports, this turnover reflects a significant 33.88% month-on-month increase, driven by heightened trading in T-bills, OMO bills, and FGN bonds. Meanwhile, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSIN, urged the federal government to increase its stake in the Dangote Petroleum Refinery from 7% to at least 45% to enhance energy security. PENGASSIN president emphasized that a higher government stake is crucial for ensuring energy affordability and accessibility. He also called for partnership with the private sector to maintain storage facilities nationwide and expand pipelines for refined products, stressing that stabilizing the Naira is vital for making energy affordable. With business, Vivian Izadifi.
Thank you, Vivian. Now let's take another break. Stay with us.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman Interministerial Committee on Nigeria's 64th Independence Anniversary, Senator George Akume, FNIM-CON, wishes to announce the programs lined up for the celebration of Nigeria's 64th Independence Anniversary with the theme, Reflecting on the Past, Inspiring the Future, as follows. Special Jum'at prayers, Friday, 27th September 2024. Venue, National Mosque, Abuja. Time, 1 p.m. Interdenominational Church Service, Sunday, 29th September 2024. Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Presidential broadcast, Tuesday, 1st October 2024. Time, 7 a.m. 64th Independence Anniversary Parade, Tuesday, 1st October 2024. Venue, Presidential Villa. Time, 10 a.m. All invited guests are to be seated by 9 a.m. Announcer, Mohammed Idris, FNIPR, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, and Chairman, Media and Publicity Subcommittee.
Glad to know you're still there. The Civil Defense Correctional Fire and Immigration Services Board has suspended 2 senior officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service. Secretary to the board, Jafar Ahmed, in a statement indicates that this follows the viral video on social media alleging infractions by officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service relating to the sentencing of Idris Okuneye, widely known as Bobrisky. Michael Anugwa, our Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of Medium Security Custodial Center, Kirikiri, Lagos State, is first on the list. Sikiru Adekunle, a Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of Maximum Security Custodial Center, Kirikiri, Lagos State, also stands suspended. The board has also suspended ASC 2, Ogbule Samuel Obina, serving at the Medium Security Custodial Center, Afikpo, Ebonyi State, for allegedly accompanying a convicted inmate out of the custodial center to a location outside the facility. In another related development, the board has equally suspended Ilua Fonsi, Kelvin Ikechukwu, another Deputy Controller of Corrections in charge of Medium Security Custodial Center, Kuje, Abuja, for allegedly receiving money on behalf of an inmate. The statement adds that the suspension of these officers is to allow for further investigation into various allegations, while assuring that the outcome will be made public when concluded. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Police Force has arrested 3 suspects in connection with an alleged case of sextortion and romance scam. The suspects were apprehended following a report by the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center e-reporting portal. Investigation revealed that one of the suspects made a creation on a dating app and claimed to be a woman. Continuous chats progressed to Instagram and WhatsApp, leading to an intimate relationship. However, the Croatian was deceived into sending nude pictures of himself through the dating app. The suspects later conspired and pressured him to pay ransom or have his pictures sent to his family and friends.
That the suspects have previously engaged in numerous similar cyber criminal activities, both collectively and individually defrauding and extorting numerous victims globally. The Nigerian police force will not relent in its fight against all sorts of crimes and criminality. The IGP further reiterates the commitment of the Nigerian police force to dominating Nigerian cyberspace and taking strict action against individuals or groups attempting to compromise national peace and security.
Assured that the suspects will be charged to court upon completion of investigation. Now, Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji has committed to improving the welfare of the ministry's staff. This was at a town hall meeting between management and personnel of the ministry in Abuja. Victor Azu reports.
It's the annual meeting between staff and management of the Ministry of Interior. The workers are buzzing with quiet anticipation as they await arrival of the minister. In his short time in office, the minister has gained a reputation for being stern but fair, and the workers are hoping that fairness will prevail. As the Minister of Interior arrives with the Permanent Secretary in tow, a little formality, and leader of the Workers' Union reels out the requests, with welfare and training topping the list.
Trainings commence immediately. I want to announce to you that the Honorable Minister has given an approval for the procurement of a brand new.
Midway into the Permanent Secretary's response, the meeting erupts into jubilation. Most of their demands have been taken care of, and all that the minister needed to do was recommit to staff welfare.
We have prioritized your welfare because we understand a happy workforce is an efficient system.
This was followed by presentation of an award of excellence to the minister for what they termed efficient leadership.
We are satisfied. I'm very sure our minister will do more than he has said. He has been doing before now.
It shows that they appreciate the president's giant pride in the Ministry of Interior, and it's also a call to service.
As the chairs rang out once more, you get a sense that it's been a rare moment where promises have been kept and hope has become reality. In Abuja, Victor Azu, Nta News.
The Akwa Ibom State government has announced the passing of the wife of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mrs. Patience Umo-Eno, following an illness. She passed away at the hospital on the 26th of September 2024 in the presence of her family. The family asks for prayers and support for kind-hearted individuals during this difficult time. A statement from the State Commissioner for Information, INI, Obong, indicates that further details will be provided by the family as necessary. In the meantime, the family kindly requests privacy as they mourn their beloved wife, mother, and grandmother. Governor Umo-Eno appreciates all who have stood by the family in this period. A bit in politics, following the outcome of the recent Edo governorship election that produced Senator Monday Okpeboho of the APC as the governor-elect, there's need for the PDP to look inwards and come out stronger in future polls. An aspirant for the PDP national chairmanship, Conrad Dehide Utan, said this at a media briefing in Abuja. He said recent challenges within the party have left many Nigerians disillusioned, and this has reflected in the result of the Edo governorship election. Utan put forward his vision for the party as he seeks to secure the chairmanship.
We need to rebuild ourselves as a party and raise leaders who are strong enough to challenge the status quo. My intention is to reconcile this party, to build peace, to bring unity amongst our ranks, to visit all the big names that we have in the PDP. I'm the only aspirant who is a former nothing. Absolutely nothing. What I bring to the table is not the CV of a former anything. but I bring to the table a CV that is filled with the technical and intellectual know-how, but most importantly, the courage that is required at a time like this to rebuild our party.
A bit on the judiciary, the number of cases instituted by litigants across the country have increased in recent times, a situation attributed to the newfound knowledge that they can obtain justice through the court system. With these increases in court dockets comes the attendant slowdown in court proceedings when judges write in longhand. But with the introduction of digitized or virtual ICT facilities in some courts, the burden of judges, lawyers and litigants has reduced. The validation meeting on the national minimum standards to implement the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 therefore gave credence to this sentiment.
We start from there. National minimum standards is all about three things: consistency, efficiency, and accountability.
The AJA 2015 has already laid a solid foundation, and this national minimum standard document builds upon that foundation to ensure that we establish a more effective, accountable, and responsive criminal justice system.
Applauded the improved efficiency in utilizing provisions of the iconic law called ACJA 2015 to fast-track justice dispensation, while contentious practices like trial within trials expected to give way to more reformatory legal ideas. Advocacy for unity and collectivism in the fight against corruption in Nigeria is underway. The Vanguard for Credible Representation canvasses this position while taking a look at the corruption index and the prosecution of corrupt practices in the country. Delia Tumbi of our Judiciary Desk reports.
Graft is identified as the bane of development in most of the developing countries as a result of capital flights. This act has taken its toll on all sectors, leading to epileptic services and medical tourism. This has equally impacted negatively on infrastructural development. It is in the light of this that Vanguard for Credible Representation is canvassing the need for all and sundry to support all efforts towards combating corruption and promoting a prosperous Nigeria. The group appeals to all the anti-graft agencies in Nigeria to continue to fight against the act. It canvasses a position that combating corruption is shared responsibility of the people and government.
While we commend the EFCC's recent successes, we urge other anti-corruption and security agencies to join forces in this battle and also called upon the EFCC to continue to fight on, be resolute in its commitment to protecting whistleblowers and encouraging reporting, collaborating with local and international partners to recover stolen assets, and educating the general public on corruption's devastating consequences.
The group frowns at the situation whereby those that enjoy immunity under Section 308 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, are abusing the privilege being enjoyed by them to shield alleged politically exposed persons being tried for corruption. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, Nta News.
Away from the judiciary, Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has launched two major initiatives in Gwoza local government area to support communities affected by the Boko Haram insurgency. Zulum flagged off the construction of 500 housing units in Wala town and empowered 1,000 women farmers. Pauline Kujevana has details.
This project of 500 housing units is in fulfillment of Zulum's campaign promise to Gwoza local government area to provide shelter for families displaced by the Boko Haram insurgency. The housing estate will include essential facilities such as hospitals, school and water points. During the foundation laying ceremony, Zulum emphasized the importance of quality work and encouraged the local contractors who are mostly indigenous of Gwoza, stating that his government will not condone anything less than quality work.
Along Mama Gwoza Road, if we have Fulka is on ground, Warana is on ground, Wala is on ground, Ambadga is on ground, I think that would be okay. But let us ensure that we establish mechanisms that will ensure speedy completion of the work.
Additionally, The governor approved a 50 million naira empowerment package for 1,000 women farmers, with each recipient receiving 50,000 naira. An initiative aims to help women regain their livelihoods. The council's chairman, Abakawu Idrisa Timta, among other residents, appreciated the initiative by Governor Zulum, which showcases his commitment to supporting vulnerable groups and rebuilding their communities. In Maiduguri, Pauline Kujevana, Nta News.
To Infrastructure Development, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, for the second time, has inspected the ongoing Apo-Karshi Road project, expressing his reservations on the deadline set by the contracting firm for completion. Onoze Yakubu also reports on the minister's stand on the ongoing LEA teachers' strike in Abuja.
With funds being provided, the FCT administration has fulfilled its own side of the bargain, as the onus lies with the contractor to deliver the project on schedule. The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says, despite his reservations, he will continue to support the contractor to see to the timely completion of the project that is dear to his heart. He also hinted that President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate rehabilitation of the 18-kilometer Karunyanya-Kalshi road.
I still have my doubts. I will not lie to you. I still have my doubts, but they are still insisting that by April they will have completed this project. It's a project that's very dear to us. We know the importance of this road. So many people are eager to see that this project is completed on time, so that it will ease off a lot of traffic and also will boost the economic activities of this area. What attracted me to that road, if you remember, when we came to this Karashiapo road last time, we took that road and I saw how bad the road was, and I said, no, this is not acceptable to us. And we wrote to Mr. President and he approved that there should be immediate rehabilitation of that road. And we are doing it under emergency. And so we had to contract the SEC, and they have given us 8 months to be able to complete that road. I know how important that road is. Look at so many agencies of government along that road.
On the ongoing LEA teacher strike, the minister says he will not hesitate to use 10% of his internally generated revenue to pay the striking teachers.
We try to do what we can do in order to see that the system is moving on well. It will be unfortunate. Which I told the chairman, it will be unfortunate that the teachers are on strike. It will be very, very unfortunate. And that will mean that if the teachers are not paid, then I will use the 10% IGR, which will nobody pay to them, to pay to the teachers. I will not fold my arms and allow that to happen. No serious government will see their teachers stay at home and children are suffering. I will not tolerate that.
This action, he added, is coming against the failure of the area council chairmen to fulfill their own side of the bargain after the FCT administration paid off the 40% promise. Onoze Yakubu, Nta News.
Talking road safety, the FCT Road Safety has held its 2024 mega town hall meeting. The program sheds more light on the alarming rate of road crashes in Nigeria, highlighting reckless driving, poor road infrastructure and vehicle maintenance as major contributors to accidents. Oyeyemi Ajayi reports.
The purpose of this mega town hall meeting is to proffer lasting solutions to not just road traffic crashes, but enlighten motorists on the need to tread the path of caution. With the attendance of major stakeholders, a collaborative effort of everyone becomes essential towards sanitizing the roads of crashes, knowing well that strategic partnership is needed to boost traffic management.
It is expected to raise awareness and to sensitize both drivers and passengers on potential causative factors of road traffic crashes.
The need for us to all get involved in issues of road safety. And I still appeal to our royal fathers, all of you who are here, thank you very much.
And road safety cannot be achieved by one entity alone. It requires active participation from every road users, from government bodies, transport unions, corporate entities, and community leaders.
A lot of the issues we find in the FCT are actually attitudinal problems. And the only way we can address attitude is to also speak to ourselves. So we brought all the stakeholders together. Let us look ourselves in the eyes and talk to ourselves. What is it? We're always in a hurry. We're always beating traffic lights. People are using their phones while driving, even when we know all these things are wrong.
No doubt, road traffic crashes is a known leading cause of death globally. Hence, there is the urgent need for everyone to get involved, to explore effective solutions to protect lives and properties on the highways. Oyeyemi Ajayi, Nta News.
Similarly, the Green Light Initiative, a non-governmental organization in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Global Youth Coalition for Road Safety, held an intensive campaign in Abuja to empower women on road safety tips within the Federal Capital Territory. Sulaiman Abdulwahab reports that this year's gathering centered on the theme, the importance of road safety and inclusive mobility for women.
Some men are taking advantage of it. It's a male thing. So let's prove them wrong that we the ladies, we can do it.
As conversation around road safety continue to evolve, initiatives like this play a pivotal role in empowering women and fostering safer environment for all female road users. Project leads start occurring emphasize the urgent needs for increased awareness and resources to ensure women's confidence in navigating roads without fear of harassment or prejudice.
Some said that they suffer abuse on the road, some said that they were intimidated by the male counterpart. You know, when they see women driving, they first think, oh, now woman.
A lot of things are going on. You're driving on the road, you don't know what lane you're in. You know, there need to be a lot of things need to be done on our roads. Lightness needs to be put in place on our roads.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, alongside Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, working with Green Light Initiative, deliver key lectures during the events.
Women are volatile in their nature, but they have to have the self-confidence. They should have a kind of a pepper spray, a gadget that they will use when attack comes, so that they can call for help.
Participants were provided with valuable strategies on how to avoid harassment, intimidation, and kidnapping while commuting.
As persons with disability, we face many challenges on the road. All of them, we have accessibility issue in accessing public facilities. That is very, very challenging because most drivers on the way, when they drive, their vehicles are not accessible.
The event is aimed at creating a safer environment for women in public spaces. In tackling these critical issues, the gathering reinforced the commitment to empowering women through education, advocacy, and safety-focused initiatives. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdulwahab, Nta News.
Thank you, Wahab. This is the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Let's take a quick look at some of our top stories. President Tinubu implores Governor-elect of Edo State to deliver benefits of democracy to the people.
For me, I'm coming as a servant to serve the Edo people. That is what is required of me, and that is what exactly I'm going to do.
Vice President Kashim Shettima meets United Nations Secretary General on issues of international cooperation. Nigeria at 64, federal government promises to intensify efforts to cushion daunting challenges. Senate approves 2024 supplementary budget for Federal Capital Territory.
This is Nta News 24.
Diplomatic ties were strengthened at a display of ancient culture and tradition by the Chinese community in Abuja, which opened its doors to celebrate one of its oldest festivals, the Mid-Autumn Festival. The festival, a celebration of culture, family and ancient traditions, saw not just Chinese, but Nigerians celebrate a 1,000-year legacy. Daniel Adere was there for all of the sights and sounds and now tells us more.
Oftentimes, when some of us think of China, we think of our favorite kung fu characters. But there's more to China than just martial arts, and the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival proves just that. From cultural displays to artworks, cuisine, and even fashion, the Chinese heritage on display was certainly not in short supply.
The anniversary decided to elevate the relationship between the two countries to the comprehensive strategic cooperation partnership and build a high-level China-Nigeria community with a sharing future. In simple words, China would like to share experience, help each other to develop together with all African countries.
The coincidental timing of our celebrations today reminds us amidst our diversity, we find common ground where mutual respect, support flourish. It is a beautiful acknowledgement that both nations with deep historical root and ambition for the future can come together to enrich each other's cultural landscape.
I had a chat with some Nigerians who had never celebrated or been part of the festival before, and their responses were very endearing.
Actually, this is my first time of coming here, and my friend brought me here. I love it, I really love it here. And you know, I buy from them, and I've been willing to go to their country, and I know one day in the future I'll be in their country. I love their art, I love their food, I love their kung fu, I love everything they display today, and I wish I'll come next time when they do this thing again.
It's my first time coming for this kind of events. I'm on the Chinese culture and all of that, and I must really say this event was more, I would call it expository. It gave me more insights, first-hand more insight about China and the culture and their food. Surprisingly, I got to taste some of them, their confectionaries and all of their snacks, and it was nice.
This should be my second time coming to a Chinese event, and it was wholesome. I bet you the culture, it was giving voodoo at some point, like the man that was scared, didn't it? But at the end of the day, we really had fun. We actually do wish that it continued. Best believe this was a worthwhile experience.
And what is a Chinese cultural event without a show of Chinese Shaolin Kung Fu? In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, Nta News.
To sports, Justin Madugu gets the nod from the Glass House to assume interim role as handler of the Super Falcons and Super Eagles forward. Cyril Dessus records another assist to help Rangers win at home against Malom in the UEFA Europa League. Let's now join our sports desk for more.
Justin Madugu will take charge of the Super Falcons pending the appointment of a substantive head coach. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) announced on Thursday. The NFF took the decision following the recommendation of its Technical and Development Subcommittee. Former handler of the team Randy Waldrum resigned from the post this month. Waldrum cited his wife's health issues as reason for his action. The Super Falcons' next big engagement is the Women's Africa Cup of Nations finals taking place in Morocco in the summer of next year. Meanwhile, Cyril Dessus bagged an assist as Rangers got their Europa League campaign off to a perfect start with a 2-0 win at Malmo on Thursday. Dessus has provided 3 assists in all competitions for Rangers so far this season. The Super Eagles striker set up his side's first goal, scored in the first minute by Nedim Bajrami. In the 76th minute, Ross McCausland then added the second goal to secure the win for the Scottish Giants. Away in Spain, Rashidat Ajibade has been nominated for the Spanish Liga F's Player of the Month for September. Ajibade scored 2 goals and registered 2 assists in 2 appearances for Atletico Madrid in the month. 6 other players are also in the running for the individual accolade.
And that concludes the news at 10. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori.